We begin tonight with continuing coverage of breaking news. Two owners of the Colonial in downtown Binghamton have been arrested.
Both 41-year-old Yaron Queller and 33-year-old Jordan Ringdon face felony charges, and police say a further arrest is expected. Senior reporter Josh Rosenblatt joins us live with what happened today, as well as what led up to all of this. Josh.
Back in December, police acknowledged an investigation involving multiple owners of the Colonial. Now, we've been in touch with police ever since, but haven't learned anything new until a couple hours ago when we learned of these arrests. Now, Binghamton police say Queller is charged with rape in the third degree, the lowest degree rape charge under state law, and a Class E felony. Ringdon is charged with multiple counts of criminal sale of a controlled substance, with the most serious charge a Class B felony, carrying the potential of more than a decade behind bars. Police say these charges were recommended by the Broome County DA's office. They add the arrest as part of their investigation into an incident at 141 Washington Street in Binghamton on November 27th of last year. Now, we first reported on trouble at the downtown restaurant when it closed on December 9th after, quote, deeply troubling accusations, end quote, made on social media. The next day, the Binghamton Police Department acknowledged it was investigating an incident connected to owners of the Colonial. This culminated later in the week in the protest scene here when residents demonstrated downtown against the Colonial and other downtown restaurants. The restaurants reopened in January after almost a month off, the last major update until today. But just as a reminder, police say another arrest is expected, so as we learn more information, we will keep you in the loop. For now, back to you.
A new development tonight. The Colonial's remaining owners have released a statement acknowledging the arrest of two of their partners. The statement says the group is working to remove 41-year-old Yaron Queller and 33-year-old Jordan Ringdon from their ownership. Public records show Queller owns a little more than a quarter of the restaurant, while Ringdon owns 10%. The statement acknowledges the victims of the, quote, actions reported to have taken place on November 27th, end quote. It says Queller and Ringdon were removed from business operations when the investigation was announced back in December. Queller was charged yesterday with rape in the third degree, while Ringdon was charged with multiple drug crimes. To read the full statement from that active ownership group, make sure to head to our website, WBNG.com.
We start with breaking news we're continuing to follow tonight. Another arrest has been made in connection to an incident involving owners of the Colonial. Binghamton police have arrested and charged 42-year-old Yaron Queller with rape in the third degree. That is a Class E felony.
Police say all of this stems from an ongoing investigation into an incident that happened here at 141 Washington Street in Binghamton on November 27th. Queller is the brother of Yaron Queller, who was arrested last Wednesday and is facing the same charge. Police say this is still an ongoing investigation, and we'll be sure to bring you any updates as soon as we get them. Top story today, the three men charged in connection with an incident in downtown Binghamton this past November are now facing much more serious charges.
Yeah, the three defendants could potentially spend 25 years in prison or more if all found guilty of the charges. The senior reporter Josh Rosenblatt now joins us in studio to discuss how things played out in court today. Josh.
Now, the three men, Colonial owners Jordan Ringdon and Yaron Queller, and Queller's brother Lior, pleaded not guilty to all of the charges they're facing, charges we just learned of today. Now, initially, the Queller brothers both faced a single count of rape in the third degree each. At their arraignment this afternoon, it was revealed Yaron now faces a charge of rape in the first degree, a Class B felony, as well as a criminal sexual act in the first degree. Lior also faces that same rape first charge, as well as a count of sexual abuse in the first degree. Now, in addition to similar sex crime-related charges, Ringdon is also charged with several felony drug crimes, including the sale. Now, despite the Broome County District Attorney's public stance against New York's bail reform laws, the office did not request bail to be set for any of the defendants, despite the serious nature of their alleged crimes.
Officials are telling 12 News a lot of nuance often gets lost in conversations over bail reform. Thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlin Pearson. Broome County District Attorney Mike Korchak says the issue isn't as simple as it appears. Senior reporter Josh Rosenblatt joins us in studio to discuss how one case is highlighting the complexities of this issue. Josh.
Well, the three men charged in connection with an incident downtown last November all face charges that are bail eligible, but Korchak tells me it's not so straightforward. Colonial owners, Jordan Ringen and Yaron Queller, along with Queller's brother Lior, all face felony sex offenses that would make them eligible for bail. However, Korchak says judges also must consider if defendants pose a fight risk before setting extra conditions. Because the men have all appeared when required to do so, the district attorney says bail isn't possible under current guidelines. He adds the charges they originally faced further complicate the matter.
The defendants were originally charged in Binghamton City Court with what are called under New York State bail reform non-qualifying offenses, where a judge generally can't set bail and they're released on their own recognizance. In City Court, they were directed to appear at what's called pretrial release, where they check in with a probation officer.
Now, Korchak says if they had been charged with the more serious crimes initially, his office likely would have requested bail. He adds even if his office had requested bail to be set for the defendants, however, the judge likely would have still ruled against his office and granted the men their temporary freedom.